Hey everyone! Today we're diving deep, literally, into one of the most jaw-dropping moments from Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. Godzilla's insane speed feat where he swims from Gibraltar to Egypt in what seems like minutes. How is that even possible? Is it just movie magic? Or is there some crazy science, or even Titan biology behind it? Stick around because we're breaking it all down. First, let's talk about the distance. Gibraltar, at the very western edge of the Mediterranean, to Egypt, near the eastern end, is roughly 2,000 kilometers, 1,240 miles. For comparison, that's like swimming from New York to Miami in a single stretch. But let's consider the route. Gibraltar lies at the crossroads of the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea, while Egypt is situated along the northeastern corner of the Mediterranean, bordering the Red Sea. For a creature of Godzilla's scale, swimming through the Mediterranean could be less of a challenge than it would be for a human or even a normal animal. Now, if we take some creative liberties, we could theorize that Godzilla's journey isn't just about sheer speed. Perhaps his ability to navigate vast distances underwater is aided by some sort of ancient natural instinct or a mysterious force, possibly linked to his connection with the Earth itself. In the world of Godzilla, these kinds of ancient powers aren't out of the question. His deep connection to the Earth's ecosystems and his nuclear energy could allow him to sense underwater currents, or even manipulate the sea to propel himself faster. Now, in the movie, this journey seems to take Godzilla just a short time, maybe an hour or less. That means he'd have to be swimming at speeds of over 2,000 kilometers per hour, 1,240 miles per hour. For reference, that's faster than a jet fighter and even some hypersonic missiles. So, how? Let's look at real-life animals for context. The fastest swimmer in the ocean is the sailfish, hitting 110 kilometers per hour, 68 miles per hour. Even the mighty blue whale, the largest animal ever, maxes out at around 50 kilometers per hour, 31 miles per hour. So Godzilla is swimming 20 times faster than the fastest marine creature? That's nuts! In the movie, we see Godzilla crossing the Mediterranean Sea, a body of water that's roughly 2,000 miles, about 3,200 kilometers, wide at its broadest point. To swim that distance in a relatively short period of time is a feat that seems impossible for any real-world animal, let alone one the size of a skyscraper. But here's the thing. Godzilla isn't just an animal, he's a titan, a prehistoric, radiation-powered biomechanical nightmare. So maybe his biology allows for some unusual advantages. Let's look at the fastest swimmers in the real world. The black marlin, for example, can swim at speeds of up to 82 miles per hour, 132 kilometers per hour. However, that's a far cry from the size and scale of Godzilla. In fact, there's no real-life animal that can come close to the speed at which Godzilla would have to travel to cover that kind of distance quickly. This is where the concept of fictional physics comes into play. Godzilla's immense size and power likely give him abilities that defy the constraints of real-world biology. We could imagine that his nuclear energy doesn't just power his atomic breath, but also propels him forward at incredible speeds. Imagine it as a kind of nuclear propulsion, a concept that seems crazy, but in the world of kaiju films, it fits the bill. Okay, let's get speculative. Here are some possible explanations for Godzilla's speed. It's also worth noting that in many kaiju films, the laws of physics are often stretched for dramatic effect. In Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire, it's entirely possible that the filmmakers simply wanted to show off Godzilla's power and speed, regardless of how scientifically feasible it was. After all, we're talking about a giant prehistoric sea monster here. Realism often takes a backseat to spectacle. Godzilla's body is built like a nuclear-powered submarine. His dorsal plates could act like stabilizers, reducing drag, while his tail provides insane thrust. Maybe he even has retractable fins or some form of biojet propulsion. Some fans think Godzilla manipulates electromagnetic fields to reduce water resistance, essentially creating a slipstream effect. This could let him glide through the ocean with minimal drag, like a supercharged dolphin. In the Monsterverse, the Hollow Earth has weird energy tunnels. What if Godzilla used an underwater fast travel route, like a secret Titan highway? That could explain how he covered such distance so fast. Personally, I love this last one. It ties into the lore perfectly. But let's be real here for a second. At the end of the day, we're watching a giant monster movie. The filmmakers likely didn't focus too much on the logistics of how Godzilla managed to swim that far that quickly. Instead, it's more about how the scene serves the narrative and the spectacle. Godzilla is a force of nature, and his speed isn't as important as the fact that it's cool to watch him move across vast distances with such power. If Godzilla did take this route, it would make sense for him to reach Egypt so quickly. By emerging from the Earth's crust at a hidden location near the Mediterranean, he could surface in the waters near Egypt, bypassing the need to swim across the entire sea. This would also tie into the film's portrayal of Godzilla as a creature connected to ancient forces, maybe even the hidden gods of the Hollow Earth. With this kind of power, traveling vast distances via underground pathways wouldn't just be possible, it could be second nature for Godzilla. Additionally, considering that Godzilla is often portrayed as being connected to the Earth's energy, via his nuclear radiation for instance, it makes sense that he might have some sort of map or intrinsic knowledge of these tunnels. He could potentially tap into these secret routes as a way to navigate the world quickly, harnessing the ancient energy of the Hollow Earth itself to speed up his travel. Cinematically speaking, these kinds of over-the-top moments are what make the MonsterVerse films so much fun. It's not just about how realistic everything is, it's about delivering jaw-dropping visuals and epic scale. So, while we can speculate and get into the science behind it, at the end of the day, the filmmakers likely just wanted to show us a Godzilla that was capable of literally anything. To move a 100,000-ton lizard at 2,000 kilometers per hour, Godzilla would need energy equivalent to a small nuclear explosion, which, hey, he's powered by radiation, so maybe he's just built different. Moreover, if Godzilla is aware of these underground tunnels, he might not be the only one using them. Other kaiju, like Kong, or even new titans introduced in future installments, could also use these routes. The idea of titans traversing ancient tunnels beneath the Earth could open up all sorts of plot possibilities for future movies, where the conflict between Godzilla, Kong, and other titans could be influenced by who controls the knowledge of the Hollow Earth. This theory could also serve as an intriguing plot device, where the discovery of new tunnels or the fight for control of the Hollow Earth becomes a central element in upcoming films. Imagine a battle between titans in an underground cavern system, where the environment itself becomes part of the fight. Fans online have been debating this nonstop. Some say it's a plot hole, others argue titans defy physics. Director Adam Wingard hasn't confirmed anything, but he did say Godzilla in this movie is more powerful than ever. Maybe speed is part of that upgrade. At the end of the day, Godzilla x Kong is about epic monster brawls, not realism. But overanalyzing this stuff is half the fun. Whether it's Titan biology, Hollow Earth shortcuts, or pure rule of cool, Godzilla's speed feat is legendary. Whether it's his nuclear energy, his unparalleled strength, or just the fun of watching a giant lizard do things that defy physics, this moment adds to the larger-than-life spectacle that makes Godzilla such an iconic character in pop culture. The MonsterVerse isn't about strict realism. It's about the sheer excitement of watching these colossal creatures clash and conquer the world. What do you think? Was Godzilla's speed an awesome feat of kaiju physics? Or did it take you out of the movie? Or do you believe Godzilla could have used these underground tunnels? Or is it just a fun theory? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into Godzilla's speed and the Hollow Earth, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more content on the world of monsters. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite kaiju films. Until next time, stay awesome and keep raging like a titan.